So when I was a senior in high school, I had enough credits to be eligible for the work program. And so I went to work at a farm, and of course we struggled getting the hours during the winter months. And so I went to work for Tipton in the wash rack. And when I graduated, I moved up to the body shop, sweeping floors, and then on to warranty work. And then I took an apprenticeship with them, and here I am now. It's years later. I've been training dogs personally for right about 20 years. Every dog on my place has to be able to hunt. So my goal is to be able to go to any kennel and get any dog and grab it and go hunting anytime I'm ready. So all of my personal dogs also compete in UKC hunt tests, which is not me against other people, it's my dogs against a standard set by UKC for the title. All my dogs at least have a started level title. We are currently competing in a seasoned level with 2 of them. I've professionally been training dogs for about a year. I work with all kinds. I actually have a standard poodle in right now. I've trained Springer Spaniels for gun dogs. Usually everything is a Labrador Retriever.
You want to go ahead and get that winger?
During my time at Tipton Ford, I've decided to take my passion of dog training to a professional level. And Neil's been gracious enough to let me leave at 3 p.m. every day, and so I can meet the needs of all my client and their dogs. Typically every day I either go home and train on my grounds at the house, and 2 or 3 times a week I come out here to the farm where I have, really good wide open spots to work on water. I love taking young men and getting them involved with a dog, because most people think a dog is just for you to pet them, and that's just not true. A working breed dog has a job, and they love to do their job. And when people realize that, it makes the bond between an owner and their pet just so much stronger. Baylor's an amazing young man. He actually is paying for his dog's schooling out of his own pocket. He's had 2 jobs, and currently I think he's still waiting on tables. And to me, that's just an amazing young man to be able to want something and to be willing to work for it and pay for it himself. He's just great. He's really good at coming out, and as the dog learns a concept, he's Johnny on the spot to just come out and he's really eager to learn what I've taught the dog and how to apply it. When a dog comes into our program, the first thing we do is basic obedience. We teach them to walk on lead, to turn pressure on and off, to relate well to praise versus pressure. Then once the basic obedience is really, really solid, then we'll go into training them on place settings, elevated platforms, boats, you name it. And then that's where I really transition from regular collar training to e-collar training, which is just an extension of your hand, so you can reach out hundreds of yards and tap a dog on the shoulder and say, don't do that. Or you can actually use it to compel them to go faster or to do their work a little cleaner or a little better. When I'm trying to train a dog, I apply pressure and I teach them to turn it off, mild pressure. But my goal is to make praise be their reward. I don't do much treat training. I have, but I would rather them want my praise and my affection more than anything. So I try to build the gap between pressure and praise, and I use it very fast. I may go from pressure to praise, and eventually there's no pressure. It's just they're looking for the praise. As we teach a dog a new concept and he really picks it up, when they've mastered it, I bring the owner in and I teach them exactly how to handle their dog and what I've taught them each step of the way. My goal is to have such a foundation with that dog that when it goes home to the owner, if the owner does something that messes up or applies too much pressure, or does it at the wrong time, or is just not diligent in training the dog, because it's a continual training for the rest of the dog's life, I can use those foundational building blocks to bring the dog right back to where he needs to be. Dogs are just so pure and honest. They work hard for you. They give you everything they got. All they require and all they ask for is for you to be fair and honest and consistent. I've probably learned as much about God through a dog as I have years of being in church. The relationship between my master and me and these wonderful animals who I'm the master of, man, it's just the similarities are just amazing.